Good evening and thank you for joining us. Some Eastern Ontario residents have been getting ready for this all week. A flood warning remains in effect tonight as parts of Eastern Ontario and Quebec continue to see water rising, with preparations for tonight's rain right throughout the day on Saturday, all in efforts to prevent damage to their properties. CTV's Natalie Van Roy has more from Gatineau.
Residents drive through flooded streets in Gatineau, Quebec Saturday as the water rises along the river.
We'll never know, so just hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Concerned that this water will soon reach nearby properties. The clock is ticking to build sandbag walls.
I estimate about 3,000 or 4,000 on the street, on the first trail, yeah. Because I'm doing for everyone.
Joel Bigera is helping his neighbors and building one large wall to prevent the flood from spreading to homes.
It's easier to do one big wall than couples a small one.
The city of Gatineau says nearly 120 buildings could be affected by flooding this weekend as levels on the Ottawa and Gatineau River surge. A flood watch is also in effect for the Ottawa River from Arnprior to Hawkesbury. The city of Gatineau says the public should avoid traveling in high-risk areas unless absolutely necessary. The city of Ottawa also providing sandbags for those in need at 15 locations. Pickup spots also available in Quebec.
We're around about 70 to 80 pallets today is going. So now I have this vehicle's coming with about 20 pallets on it to unload.
A truck filled to the brim to help those at risk.
We're in the worst zone of the flooding. All we do is put sandbags around the basement window so they don't crash in. That's it. The rest, we have big pumps to try to level the water so it doesn't come up to the first floor.
As the spring thaw continues and with rain in the forecast, residents remain on high alert.
I'd say 12 bags per window. That's it. So just 24.
Just one trip is fine?
Yeah, that's it. There's no use. There's no use putting bags around you're in the swimming pool where we are.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
All right, we'll have a first check of the weather. Lots of people watching the weather tonight in Eastern Ontario. A look at the Ottawa River and the skyline there behind me. We'll take a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Yep, rain coming down here in the Ottawa area as well. We're sitting at 15 degrees, though. Environment Canada has a special warning, though, for rain of 10 to 20 centimetres here for the Ottawa area. Here's what we're looking at for the next 24 hours or so here in the capital. Again, showers for the better part of Sunday with a mix of sun and cloud toward the evening and heading into Monday. Here's how we're shaping up. Again, rain will be coming down again, 10 to 20 centimeters, millimeters expected here for the Ottawa area. Looks like 6 degrees will be our high sometime on Sunday. And right now, again, we're sitting at 15 degrees, humid evening with showers in the forecast. Well, playoff fever has taken over the capital. The Ottawa Senators in the eye of the storm this afternoon, taking on the Carolina Hurricanes in round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the captains, well, they got things going early.
And right off the draw, Brady Tkachuk is going to drop the gloves with Jordan Staal. They want to set the tone early, and they do.
Brady Tkachuk and Jordan Staal dropping the gloves seconds after puck drop and setting the stage for what would be a high-intensity game one.
Here's Stutz, the backdoor pass in front. Anderson the save. I think the puck went in the net. They score. Anderson caught it behind the goal line.
Well, later in the third, the Sens, well, they thought they had tied the game at one, but this one called back. Turns out the puck did not cross the goal line. The Sens actually failed to score in this one. They were shut out in game one on the road. Carolina's Logan Stankoven and Taylor Hall with the Canes' 2 goals in this game. They take it on home ice. Now, game 2, it's set for Monday before game 3 is set to be played in Ottawa on Thursday. CTV's Josh Morano has more from Sens Mile.
It's not the hustle and bustle of Sens Mile on game day.
Sens go! Go, Sens go!
It might be louder.
Oh, there you are.
At At the court at Barhaven Retirement Community, Olga Weatherden is leading the charge, making sure to cheer on her favorite team.
Being seniors, we can't really afford to go to a Senators game. We've tried, but we couldn't get there. So we bring it here.
Dozens of residents decked out in team gear to watch the Ottawa Senators in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
It's fascinating how many people actually have the Senator jerseys, so it wasn't too difficult to do. And if they don't have one, I usually make some logo or something and stick it on there.
We really enjoy it. We've been doing it since the start of the season.
Meanwhile, downtown, it's a different kind of buzz. Fans and TV screens littering the streets. Sens Mile is back, and according to David Tracolo, better than ever.
We were thinking of watching at home, but it's just the atmosphere here is just so much more fun. It feels like almost like being at the game.
Yeah, big time.
And for many, there's only one place to be for playoff hockey.
Last year was the first time I ever experienced the Sens Mile, and it was great. It was awesome, being down here with all these fellow Sens fans and cheering them on.
Others looking to get right in on the action, just steps away from home ice.
Seeing thousands of people out here, all wearing red and black, getting super fired up, it just seemed like a place we wanted to be. And just show love to the Sens.
The CIBC Red Zone opened once again for fans an hour before puck drop.
To have the opportunity to be outside as the weather gets a little better is really great. So it's just going to grow and grow as the playoffs keep going, and we hope it's a long, long playoff run.
But whether it's here or back in Barhaven, Weatherden says there's only one thing that matters, believing in the Sens to make a deep playoff push.
There's either a bad call or there's a goal. I'm telling you, they hear us all the way downstairs. We make this into our box seat in a red zone, if you wish.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
The Ottawa Police Service has issued dozens of tickets at a car meet in the city's East End Friday night. Police say 75 bylaw and provincial tickets were handed out at a gathering on Train Yards Drive for a variety of offenses. Several vehicles were also towed, and one person was arrested and charged with assault. Ottawa police have been stepping up enforcement at illegal car meetups in recent years and posting on social media today that officers are taking a zero-tolerance approach to any illegal activity. A woman in her 20s was seriously injured after a single vehicle crash in Barhaven Saturday morning. It happened on Strandherd Drive near Longfields Drive at around 8:30. Paramedics say the woman was transported to hospital in serious condition. She was the only one in the vehicle. The area was closed to traffic for roughly 3 hours before reopening shortly before noon. And new tonight, emergency crews were on scene of this crash on the westbound 417 at Woodrick Avenue just before 10 o'clock. Now, no injuries have been reported, but 3 right lanes in the right shoulder were blocked, snarling traffic for about 45 minutes. All lanes, though, have since reopened. Well, tonight, the annual Black Tie fundraising event with proceeds going to Roger Nielsen's Children's Hospice took place at the Brook Street Hotel.
I want to officially welcome you to the 17th annual Maddy's Gala. Amazing.
Maddy's Gala, created 17 years ago to honor the late Maddy Otto, emceed by our Patricia Bowl for another year. Now, the Gala is also a fundraiser for a pediatric respite and palliative care home at CHEO.
Maddy spent less than 6 hours at Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice. The peace that we felt in her final moments and the support we received afterwards changed us forever.
The Otto's family journey with Maddy's Gala began with a simple goal that has made a big impact. This year's Gala's theme was the Moulin Rouge, with raffle prizes, a large silent auction, and an exciting live auction. Tonight's Gala raised over $325,000, and to date, the event has now raised just over $2 million for Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice in Maddy's honor.
Deep, flips the stick a couple times. Deep, backhand pass, a twister, they score. It's 1-0. Ottawa on a goal by Sam.
Well, after the break, we check in on the Ottawa Black Bears and the Ottawa 67s. Both teams looking to extend their seasons this afternoon as they are both on the brink of elimination.
Time for
Atletico Ottawa will look for their first win of the Canadian Premier League season Sunday afternoon in Montreal. The team is taking on the league's newest club, Supra de Quebec, at 2 o'clock. Atletico is 0-2 to start the 2026 campaign after winning the CPL Cup last season. Well, it was do or die for the Ottawa 67s tonight on the road in Barrie, with their backs against the wall, trailing the Colts 3-1 in the second round of the OHL playoffs.
Kingwell up to Vandenberg. Vandenberg on a breakaway, backhand across shot, scores!
Jack Whitehead cuts the lead 2-1 late in the second, but later in the third, the Colts, well, they will add 2 more and take this game 4-1. And they also win the series 4-1, putting an end to the Barber Poles season. There's also a crucial game for the Ottawa Charge this afternoon. The team looking to hold on to a playoff spot with the season winding down.
Success, not sit back on those leads.
And Ottawa takes down the New York Sirens in style. 5-1 will be your final score at TD Place Arena. Now, the win gives Ottawa a 5-point cushion over New York and Toronto for the 4th and final playoff spot. The Charge have 2 games left in the regular season. They play again on Wednesday night in Boston against the Fleet. And in the National Lacrosse League's final weekend of the regular season, 4 teams are vying for the 2 final playoff spots, including today's matchup between the Ottawa Black Bears and Halifax Thunderbirds.
Playoff lacrosse as we head towards me. Shot from way out. Teat scores. Beats Ward Hill.
What a laser from Jeff Teat to tie this game at 4 in the second quarter, but it would pretty much be all Thunderbirds after that. Halifax counters with 5 unanswered goals en route to the 12-6 win over Ottawa. They punched their ticket to the postseason. Ottawa finishes at 8-10 for this season, 1 win shy of their first trip to the NLL playoffs. All right, we'll take a break and look what's happening weather-wise here, I should say. Let's look at the Champlain Bridge there behind me. Again, we're watching the weather for many parts of Eastern Ontario. We'll take a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam, that is. 15 degrees out here in the Ottawa area, and we have a special weather statement from Environment Canada for 10 to 20 millimeters of rain here for us in the capital. We do have a flood watch in place from Hawkesbury to Arnprior and a flood warning in effect from Arnprior to Pembroke. So here's a look at what our overnight lows will be looking at. 3 degrees here for the Ottawa area. We've got 4 and 3 respectively right along the Seaway as well. But again, we are watching again some rain coming toward the along the river as well. We've got 1 degree for Gatineau, 1 for Petawawa, same thing for Mont Tremblant. 3 degrees in Kemptville, 3 degrees for the overnight low in Montreal, 0 up toward Maniwaki. As for your Sunday highs, 7 degree here for Ottawa, same thing for Cornwall and Kitigan-Zibi, 9 degrees for the Brockville area, 6 degrees for both Kingston and Trenton. We could see some flurries out toward the Bancroft area. They're sitting at 3 degrees, 5 degrees for Pembroke. We've got 7 for Gatineau as well as Kemptville and Montreal, 5 degrees with some possible flurries toward the Petawawa area, 3 degrees for Maniwaki, 4 degrees for Mont Tremblant. Now here's a quick look at what's happening for the next week or so ahead. Again, showers into Sunday. And again, we could see a mix of sun and cloud on Monday with a high of 2 degrees.
Obliged to do it, even though the prices are higher and higher every day since like a month ago.
Well, it seems like we're dealing with a never-ending roller coaster of fluctuating gas prices. Ottawa drivers saw another jump at the pump today, but there is some relief expected for early next week. Well, here's a reminder to drivers that the Alexandra Bridge is closed this weekend as annual spring cleaning efforts are underway. Now, the bridge does remain open for pedestrians and cyclists. The interprovincial bridge is set to reopen to vehicles at 6 o'clock on Monday morning. And with uncertainty over the conflict in the Middle East and the annual switch over to a summer blend for gas, motorists waking up to pain at the pumps on Saturday and a big jump in gas prices. Now, some drivers filling up at over $1.80 a litre here in the Ottawa area. CTV's Kimberly Johnson reports.
Filling up at 181 cents a litre has John Boker seeing relief where he can get it.
Initially, when I was driving up, I saw the sign 210. I thought that was the price of the regular gasoline, but it turned out to be diesel. So a little bit relieved, but as I was filling up with gas, I was just looking at the how fast the cost was going up.
Drivers like Boker facing a 9-cent jump in gasoline prices overnight, which analysts say is due to a mix of the annual switch to summer gasoline blends and a response to energy markets.
It was like a 3/4 of a tank, and it would typically cost me around just a little under 40. It's totally unnecessary.
Leaving some drivers on the hunt for the best price, but still, weeks of high costs are a challenge.
It's just one of those things that you go on, you don't even want to look when you pay because, yeah, the total amount is very scary.
Just got this car recently, and it's bigger than the old car I used to have, so it's really hitting me hard now.
But analysts say that if you can hold off gassing up at the pumps, you should, because relief is coming, at least temporarily.
Gas prices will drop an average of 18 cents a litre. That's a pretty significant drop.
Dan McTague says on Sunday, gas is expected to drop 7 cents a litre, and by Monday, another 11 cents, once the removal of the federal gas tax goes into effect. But it will creep back up, and McTague says that drivers should expect to pay higher prices overall for some time.
It will take a lot longer, perhaps well through summer, before we start to see major relief in oil getting back to the prices that they were just before the invasion, so about $65 to $68 a barrel.
This family already making changes.
We're going to go outside with friends. We know it's very far. We say, probably we can find a place, closer to our home so we can walk.
While others are dreaming of better days.
I do remember when it was below the dollar, so it's big changes.
You might be gardening on a balcony. You may only have enough space for a bag or a small bed or a small box.
All right, coming up, just as the temperature starts to warm up, we're about to see a cool stint wave across parts of Ontario and Quebec. Is it too early to start your gardening? We'll have that story next. With the warmer weather we've been feeling lately, some gardeners are getting excited about the new planting season. But with a drop in the temperatures coming, is it too early to dig in the dirt? CTV's Christine Long has more.
Urban Seedling Garden Centre in Verdun is open for the season. Sean Manning says, plant your frost-resistant crops now, like kale and bok choy.
Itching to get into the ground. You plant these today, in a month, you'll be harvesting bok choy.
He says when the temperature drops, covering your garden at night will protect it.
It will give me a little buffer of about 3 degrees. It's called a floating row cover. It's like a little blanket for the veggies.
Manning says planting in the spring and again in the summer gets the most out of our growing season, no matter how big or small your garden is.
You might be gardening on a balcony. You may only have enough space for a bag or a small bed or a small box, or maybe you're doing something vertical. It's important to be able to maximize that as much as possible.
Beautiful spring bloomer, wild columbine.
Corinne Hagland of Jardin Buzz recommends indigenous plants because they're hardy and, like agastache, attract pollinators.
It's really tough. It grows like a champ. And the great thing about this plant is if you've got a vegetable garden, this is just going to welcome bees to your garden. So you're going to get even more productivity from your garden by planting Anise hyssop. So I recommend it. Agastache, it's a great one.
Cucumbers are up 43% year to year.
If the price of vegetables in the store has you planning a garden, be aware of the startup costs, says Sylvain Charlebois.
You want to commit to several years. Because if you do it for 1 year, it becomes very expensive per tomato or per cucumber. But the other thing that people may want to consider are community gardens. Community gardens will offer you all the equipment you need.
Yet, community gardens are so popular. The City of Montreal's website says you can add your name to the waiting list of one location of your choice. Or you can hire Urban Seedling to start your garden for you.
I love gardening. I love eating. I love cooking.
A dip in temperature won't dampen that kind of joy. Christine Long, CTV News.
Look at that. Coming up, looking for some help with your NHL playoff bracket? Well, we've got you covered with picks from this top dog.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
All right, let's take a look at your wake-up weather. We do have a 10 to 20 millimeter warning for rain for the Ottawa area from Environment Canada, and we do have a flood watch in place from Hawkesbury and Arnprior. A flood warning is also in effect from Arnprior to Pembroke. So here's how the week is shaping up. We've got 7 degrees our high for Sunday, and again, some showers on the way. Things are going to clear up towards Monday, but 2 degrees will be the high then. Really cool. Well, the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs, they are underway, and Air Corgi is back with her predictions for round 1. We like that. Air Corgi and her owner posting her picks to social media. And get this, she likes the Canadian teams. Sens. She picks them in 6 over the Canes, Canadians in 7 over the Lightning, and Oilers in 5 over the Ducks. Good stuff there. Well, that's CTV News for this Saturday, April 18th. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you again tomorrow night.